Let's unpack that. What are you really saying here?
What I'm really saying is basically it is literally understanding your partner, because sometimes we want certain things from our queens and yet we don't know how to reciprocate. Mm. That's kind of what I'm saying in a nonchalant way is learn how to reciprocate. You want and you desire as she wants and desired. Learn to work with each other to make that happen.
And the big thing that I want to put out there is also, okay, just like Taryell said, we are not trying to knock any genders and things of that nature. Because no matter who you love, no matter who you want to be with, you can still be bad. Mm-hmm. Be good no matter who you are. Like you said, character. Okay? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter what sex you are and what sex you like and things of that nature. Do the right thing. Mm-hmm. You know, take care of that person. All of that is what constitutes what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Is it good to be bad or bad to be good?
Ooh, you drawing that's you going into another segment. Hey, let Jet jump in.
If you're gonna be bad, be good at it.
Be good at it.
It's been a years of change, but we got it, King. We got it. Let's go. Listen, I'm gonna try to be the pilot, the co-pilot, but we all kings and we all co-pilots in this thing. But welcome to Real Talk with Kings, where we dive deep into what it means to be a man in today's world, unfiltered, unapologetic. I'm gonna be kind of your pilot with these kings here, but also a participating king. So we're gonna see how this rolls.
Definitely.
I got these influential black men with me today, and we all have roles in our communities, in our society, and we're not afraid to keep it real. Are we, fellas?
No,
definitely
zero. No.
And we come from different walks of life, and we all share a commitment of unity, mentorship, redefining manhood. And let me introduce myself, and then let's meet the panelists. Taryell Simmons, founder of Rise Urban Nation podcast, a podcast about Black social innovators. I'm a DEI professional, a speaker, author, and the most wonderful thing I've created is my daughter. So I have to proudly say I'm a girl dad. So if you're a girl dad, please.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go to my left, and then we're gonna come back around to the right. Is that okay, fellas?
That's perfect.
All right, let's go.
Right on. I'm Zeke Corley, owner of A Different Day Networks, which we have about 13 podcasts on our network. Same Business, Different Day being our flagship. That one I've been hosting since the beginning of COVID, actually. So it's been a few years and 7 seasons and a great time talking to some powerful entrepreneurs, including some of these panelists today, about how they got to where they are. Also, the owner of yourinsuranceplace.com, property casualty insurance brokers since 1977. I could pretend I wasn't born yet, but my dad obviously started that family business. And so that's who I am. That's what I do. But first and foremost, like you just closed out with yourself, I'm a father.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I am not a father, but I am a child of God like the rest of these gentlemen. First and foremost, my name is Brad Pipkin. I occupy the space of a financial advisor, planning, financial education in general, entrepreneur. And run a business with my lovely wife as well. So I am married. How many married men around here? Got a lot. Yep. Definitely. And our business is Elevate. You know, it's just one way up. It's one way in life, and that's what we're all looking to do is rise above the occasion, right? So,
yeah, man. Congrats.
Yeah,
I like that one. You're still a child of God. I like that one.
There you go.
Yeah, man. So, hello, family. That's me. My name is Andre Hobbs. I am going back a little bit. Prior military. The Midway actually was my first ship, and here it is now, your museum. I was a diplomat in Australia, Secret Service under Clinton, appointed by the first African-American ambassador, Honorable Ed Perkins, on his staff. And then left the service, came in, ran a marketing firm for 4 years, and been doing real estate for the last 19 years. I'm also an investor, and I share a business also with my wife, who's a mortgage broker. I sell real estate with Coldwell Banker. I'm in the top 5% internationally. And I just love what I do. So as a military guy, I actually love the awareness because a lot of us go through life with the lack of. And so I like to bring it to light. I'm also the military host of a TV show for the last 6 years called The Neighborhood San Diego, where I speak on those topics, which gets about 13 million viewers a week. So other than that, yours truly, I'm a father of 3 girls. Pray for me.
We praying. We know about it. We praying.
Hey, amazing people. I don't know how I'm going to follow that up, but I'm going to do my best. My name is Cheddy Matthews, the one, the original. I like to say the one and only, but I got a son named Cheddy too. So I guess I'm the original and he's the remix and the upgrade.
Yes.
So I am a father of 2. Kenya is my baby. Cheddy is my son. And I'm a speaker, teacher, and coach. One of the things I do is help people go from good to great. Or if you're already great, go to great to amazing. And one of the ways I do that is because I firmly believe that the quality of your life is a direct result of the quality of your thoughts. So as a speaker and a coach, one of the things I do, especially for leaders, is help them to enable, find that part of them, find that inner thing that makes them get to their greatness, that authentic, confident, and effective part of them. So that's what I do, helping people to elevate and get to that level where they want to go. Also a veteran. I know we've got some veterans on the panel.
Yeah, man.
Big up, big up. And my son is now holding that torch because I'm too retired for that stuff. But that's me. Cheddy Speaks is my website, cheddy.matthews, cheddymatthews.com. Find me. Let's connect. Let's see how I can help you out.
Yes.
All right. I'm just so proud to be here with you guys.
Well, there you go.
This is just amazing. I'm Thomas Howard, aka DJ Doc, and I am owner of Rock Enterprises with my lovely wife, Lori Jefferson. I'm gonna shout her out. I don't want to get in trouble. And I'm the owner of Thomas Howard Enterprises. And here in San Diego, what I do is I'm a speaker, international mentor. I'm an author, host, podcaster, DJ, and entrepreneur, and retired veteran.
Yes.
And our whole idea is to create a culture of caring, and it's the culture of humanity. All right, we want to make sure that all the cultures of humanity are doing what they can to thrive and survive.
Dang.
Yes.
Look at y'all throwing in all these deep quotes already. Like, man, we just at the beginning. Like, let's intro. Now I know y'all wondering, like, all right, well, how did I want to take y'all to a journey because this has been a journey for us getting here, and I want to kick things by talking about how we met. I like to say that this king brought us all. Is it?
Yeah.
Was there a connection before?
No,
How did we
yeah.
first meet?
Yeah.
We knew each other.
You
Through a
do
networking event.
Right.
Man's group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
that was yeah.
Correct.
Okay, boom. That was that, and then my wife actually introduced me to Taryell. Zeke and I, we met at a dinner.
Yeah.
Whose birthday was that?
Mo's.
Yeah. It was a birthday party that we met at. He said it was a joke. I already knew I liked this guy. What did you say? He was like looking like who do you say? Man?
Oh, Andre 3.
Andre. He did it real slick though, which was funny. I was like, I like this dude. We sat together the whole night, and just met this brother right here, Andre. Right, to the family, but I seen something in each one of these individuals. Not only were they doing big things, but they actually cared about people. You know, we're all in the business of people. We're all the people of service. And it just made sense. And, everybody's going through a situation. And I ended up doing an event called Faces of Masculinity.
Yeah.
Man's March, Faces of Masculinity.
I first got to really know what y'all was about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I remember that vividly because we was all sharing it, and I was like, Shay, and you know what? I'm gonna say another thing. And then Tom's like, you know what? I'm gonna add another thing too. And then Zeke get on there like, I'm gonna double down and I'm gonna tell y'all a little something.
Man, we had a great time, man.
That was-
I can't. I mean, the brainchild, the way you put that together, Brad. I mean, I'm still envious to that to this day, man. You put the right people in the right place, and you gave us a little bit of an audience, and we had a blast, man. We had a blast that night. We got to dress up and fess up. You know what I mean? We had
And everybody was
Well,
sharp,
I'm the new
man.
guy on the block, so I'm just honored to be amongst these brothers right here.
Well,
And you're in.
a big thing that came from that, and I think I told you about a year ago, there were some people that reached out, some guys from up in the Bay Area, and they were like, man, we saw bits and pieces of this online. Are you guys going to be bringing this up to the Bay Area?
It's coming.
That's heavy.
And we had been talking about it and working things through and getting to a point where we can actually see about doing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't even get to ask you what made you put that together in the first place.
Because I just think everyone's story just needed to be heard. I didn't see enough things like that going on around the San Diego area. And, I go to a lot of events, but it just wasn't an event like that. That's going to actually bring that. And this wasn't even a thing of color. It was just man in general. You know what I mean? Like really pain has no color, We just wanted to, just get individuals that were,
And I think the thing I love about it, it brought us all together.
Yeah.
And speaking of bringing together, like now we're here together this day, and I didn't get to see the feast early. We had a feast because it was it's Thanksgiving, right? I'm thankful for my brothers, and we said, what a better way to start kicking off conversation with the Kings by really talking about the coming together. It's about unity. So each of us came here from breaking bread with each other, and now we had meals together.
Yes.
Who want to start us off by talking a little bit about how we turned what we started in this brotherhood to start to build what we're building right now?
Can you tell me in school? Can you tell me in school? You see the reaction? You see that, right? That's what students do. So, that's what was my first response. I got something. Raise your hand, right? But, two things come to mind. And for me, it would be serendipity and synergy. Fortunate mistake. Like how we came together just happened. Because it wasn't supposed to be all brothers on the panel. It just happened. That just happened to be what it was.
Sure
Hey,
did.
Cheddy, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry. Listen,
ahead.
but I said something at the end. I was like, that's what I really meant to say. I remember that vividly. So I was like, I didn't even mean to have these brothers up here like that. I didn't mean it as no disrespect. It just ended up being an all black panel. So
It was beautiful though. Because it just happened that way. It flowed.
Yeah.
But beyond that, Taryell, you talked about it. The synergy was insane. You probably just saw it just now where one person will say something, oh, hello, seed.
Yeah, man.
Hello, bud.
Yeah.
Hello, branch. Hello, tree. Hello, forest. And it just grows and expands. Nobody was trying to one-up anybody.
No, man.
That was the beautiful thing. Everyone was augmenting what somebody was saying with their perspective to make something that was really good even better. That you don't see everywhere, but that was power. And I think the people who were watching us could feel that power.
I love
That
those
was
two
influential.
words you just put together. A fortunate mistake.
Yeah.
Can you understand how powerful that was? Yeah. A fortunate. I got chills.
Yeah.
I tell you when I got chills, man, I'm telling the truth. If I ain't got no chills, I might be lying. So I'm gonna let you know.
But I think, to go back to your question, with us coming together like this, it's something that we knew we need to do.
Yes.
We knew we needed to do it. It'd been a minute since we'd seen each other, but then when we got to talking about what we feel this could be for all men, we all talked about the fact that we've seen different things happening in society in regards to being a man, what it takes to be a man, how men should behave, and we want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Our journey's different.
Yeah, and we've talked about the fact that everyone's from a different generation. Y'all know I'm the young generation. but from different generations, but it's all leading to the same because what I see are beautiful black men that are doing something positive for others.
Facts.
Talking with each of you, it's never been about, well, I'm doing this because this is what I want. I always hear you guys saying, well, I was trying to do this and helping that person and so forth. So this was meant to happen.
That's so powerful because, I remember talking to somebody even after the show where they was like, man, just seeing like, 5 brothers on stage together was just powerful. Just the visualization, because you don't see that as much. And we weren't, all us at this table. It's not just about us eating and drinking and have a good time. This is a for real thing. We share with each other. We grow together. We try to get understanding together, and how we help each other is just so unique. It's more than just sharing meals to help each other learn and grow. It's beyond that. And I know we all got stories on how we do that.
You know what?
nothing
I love the
happens.
way you're saying that. I'm sorry.
No, man, no, go ahead.
It's that concept of king, right? And so you get that a lot where people are asking, "Hey, how's there more than one king? Or why would you call yourself king?" And I sit here envious of you brothers and the things that you do. I sit here and I say, man, look who's making the urban nation rise. You know what I'm saying? Look who just told me the other day he got a retreat that he's doing for a billionaire to make. He got a retreat going on for the business. You know what I'm saying? Doc is like, I'm about to go DJ over here. Let's hurry up and have this meeting. I got things to do. I got to speak here.
Yep.
My wife's out there killing it. Cheddy just drove back this morning from Vegas. Flew back from Vegas.
But he's here.
Yeah,
That's how you
but
know
he's
it's real.
here. He's here.
Yeah.
And then you heard what the top 5% when we talk about Andre. I mean, internationally, he's
He didn't say in my language.
right.
He said,
So
on the globe.
This isn't a conversation amongst envious leaders.
No, man.
This is kings.
Yes.
At the round table.
Yes. As I was saying earlier, I'm sorry, is nothing happens by coincidence.
Right.
It's all by design.
Yep.
Infinite design. Design you can't even fathom, because I got the call. No, I got the visit to be here.
Right.
He said, "Hey, I'm coming over to the house. Are you home?" Yeah, come on over. We sat and had a cigar, and this is how I ended up with you kings.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I remember he messaged us, and then he's like, "Hey, y'all, mind if we like?" And then what was your response? Tell him what your response was. It was perfect.
I loved it.
Only a king knows who needs to be invited to the table. And if you say that he needs to be invited, then he's in.
And you know what I love when you said envious, and I want to make sure people understand this, because most of the times when they think of the term envious, it comes with a connotation of something mean, hateful, and so forth. When we talk about envious, when he's talking about envious, he's talking about the fact that he is going to be lifted by what we are doing.
That's it.
We see everything each other is doing, and we want to get to that level.
That's it.
Right.
But the big thing is, we know, these 6 of us sitting here know it can't be done by yourself.
Yeah. And this is the perfect segue for us to talk about the role of brotherhood and mentorship, because I feel like we're all mentors to each other. And when you're moving into mentorship, like I can't remember who was on here. I think one of you guys worked with Coach Dion and the Twin Boys. Tell us, why do you believe mentorship is crucial for Black youth today? No, was it? Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause.
We can still answer that
I'm like,
question.
no, I can't answer it.
Well, let's
We can still
back
answer
to
that
Coach
question.
Dion part. I thought. Oh no. I know what I meant to say. We was talking about Coach Dion in our conversation last time, and we was talking about how we loved how much Coach Dion is coaching them boys up there at Colorado, right?
Yeah, man.
And we was getting excited about that in the phone call and conversation. And I was saying, like, yo, what he's doing there is game changing, right?
Yeah.
If we can emulate that in our communities and even show like how we do it amongst us, we would be able to elevate to a next level.
Well, let's take what you just said about Dion for example, because it's because of Dion I'm watching college ball again.
Yeah.
Because my family is Troy Brown of the New England
Right.
Patriots, who's now wide receiver coach for the Patriots.
Right.
Okay, so my thing is I've been watching football for years, and so what I love about what Dion has done, everything Dion has touched it's been prosperous. All right, but he no longer has the C as the captain.
Yeah.
What they have? L's. The L is for leader.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Pay attention to the game, man. If you see the quarterback, Shakur, he has an L on his chest.
Yeah.
He said, I don't do C's. I make sure these boys know that they're leaders.
See, just changing
Yeah.
the whole dynamic of
Yeah,
what
man.
something says and looks and means can be empowering.
Yes.
You know, when you talk about mentorship, we need to make sure that we are being examples. And all you guys are true examples of what it means to be a man and to lead others, because you're doing that. And people will see it. And you know what the whole saying, lead by example.
Nah.
An example can be so powerful. They see you doing the right thing. You know what? I need to do the right thing. You know? So that's in itself mentorship.
Something I had to learn a long time ago is leading by example is I wasn't raised by my father. I was raised by my grandmother. And as you brothers know, earlier I mentioned that I lost my mom with breast cancer when I was 4 years old. I lost my father when I was 25. So I didn't get a chance to know my dad. However, my brother, a couple of years ago, back in 2004 or 5, he says, Dre, he says, when are you going to pray for forgiveness for our dad? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, because I can hear it in your voice, there's the resentment and anxiety and all this other stuff, animosity. It was then I prayed. It was 2005. I remember November. Everything lifted. my business has thrived. I bought another business. I mean, everything was lifted because my dad's journey was my dad's journey.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was holding resentment on something I did not know. And when I released that, my journey began. And I'm so blessed to be me today because I forgave him because he allowed me to be here, despite his journey.
Man,
How many people do you think on this planet Earth are confined, condemned to that animosity they hold towards someone else?
Yeah, man.
And when they release it, the whole trajectory of their life changes on the other side of that apology, that release.
Yes.
Because you're holding on to stuff where you cannot thrive. You can't be your best self because you're holding on to something else.
Exactly.
And that person may not know, they may not care, they may have no awareness of it.
Yes.
They may have no idea how it's affecting you. And you're looking for an apology. They're like, I ain't doing anything to you.
Yes. No excuses, no regrets. That's how I live today.
That is such a powerful
It is
that
powerful.
shift. And you can almost say night and day when you have a shift like that. That's a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
And
And-
hence the reason your life shifted on the other side of that.
It did. It did.
And when you look at it, you know, you hear the whole thing. Well, I'm a man. You know, I'm gonna be hard. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mean. You don't need to be.
No.
That's not what it takes to be a man.
It was in your journey.
You know, not at all.
Thanks.
So there is the part where you can have feelings. You can think about things and care about things. You don't have to be hard to be a man.
I'm gonna share something else with you.
Please.
Yeah.
My born son, who is now my daughter, told me this once. And she said, Dad, and you notice I got the pronoun right. She said, Dad, the grass is greener on your side of the hill. I'm like, God damn it, what the hell is she talking about now? I'm thinking like, she's smoking with it? She said, no, Dad. She said, you know how people wish they was on the side of the hill, the sun is shining on it? She said, well, you are already on the other side of the hill. So the grass is greener on your side of the hill.
See,
That's deep.
yeah, very deep.
You know, this brings up a thing that I think of because, you know, I used to do youth programs for youth around San Diego with the mayor's office, right? And something that often came up was, you know, passing down wisdom and experiences. Like the young generation like feel like, oh, the OGs ain't coming here to drop knowledge or do blah, blah, blah. Or I try to reach out. And so, you know, but I think knowledge could go both, transfer knowledge could go both ways. But I want to get your take on, you know, what does intergenerational mentorship look like to you fellas?
I want to just real quick say that a lot of people have the misconception that mentorship is something you got to go seek out and pay for. And I think it's really important for the young folks to know that there are a lot of free mentors out there. There are a lot of people out there who are trying to impart wisdom and help you get to where they are. A lot of people think that everybody's trying to hold them down and they're all trying to just capitalize off of them. There are a lot of, I mean, I've been mentored for free. I might take them to lunch or something like that, but sitting down with this brother, man, it's priceless. And so I just want people to know that, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to go into the Google and find a business coach every time you got a question.
Right.
But if you need one, give me a call.
And just to touch on that too, because we're in the age, you know, of the social media where there's a lot of fake gurus, you know. And it's like, what am I buying into? You know, they're selling fake programs and all of this, and you're still not getting the help, you know, you need. But you got to think, when you grow up, your first mentor is your parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those are your parents, and then, you know, they give us books. You know what I mean? If the parents give you books, you know, those books can also be mentors for you as well. Like you say, you don't have to go out to pay for a program. Everybody is a mentor to you because you can learn something from each and every person you come in contact with.
Yeah,
You know, the
and
funny thing about him listening to my man Brett real quick, and what made me think of is back in the day, we go to mom and dad, the uncles. You know, always had that one uncle. You know everything.
Yeah.
Right? Don't
touch the barbecue. Don't touch that.
Right? And so those at the time were the elders of the family that knew, guess what? We are now the elders
Okay.
of our family.
Well, not all of us.
You are
Hey, but it ain't about age, it's about experience.
it's about experience. It's about experience.
That cross generation where like I'm like Lil Man, the OG, and the big homie all at once.
That's a blessed position.
That's actually beautiful. When I was
It's powerful because of the number of individuals you can reach. You know, they come to you, and if they are coming to you in whatever form that you just said, it's because that's how they see you, and they see you as having some knowledge. You know, so yeah, you've got the experience, and just like you said, Zeke, the experience is what makes it where you can get that from a person. And you know, talking about the mentoring, I internationally mentor people. The only thing I do let them know is I'm sending you a contract. And the first thing they'll say is, well, how much is that? Oh, no, this contract is saying that you're going to do your part and I'm going to do my part so that you can be mentored. It holds them accountable. You know, and I've seen once I started using a contract, they saw it as, oh, this is serious. You know, this is serious.
You don't want to waste no.
Go ahead, Cheddy.
Taryell, now just to go to your point, when you said that you're basically three different people to three different groups of people, that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing, sir. And let me explain why. If you spend 1/3 of your time mentoring someone who's looking for you, like, how can I be like you? And you mentor them. That's part of that ecosystem. But then you come in the room with us, we're your peers, we mentor one another, hold each other accountable, make sure we're leveling up and doing the things we should do. And then you have people that mentor you. That's the other third. That's three different components. But when you have all three of that is growth and development. You're helping someone to grow, you're helping your peers to grow, and someone's helping you to grow. So you can get to the next level and you bring your peers to the next level, and then you can bring the next group of people up to where you just were. That's how that chain keeps going. So yes, you are those three people to those three people. Absolutely.
And you can decide to be called old or not.
Okay, it segues back into your Dion conversation because of what he's doing, segueing and inspiring and aspiring these young men to be leaders in their futures.
Yeah, you know, as we were talking, I was thinking about the interview Jay-Z did just recently with Gail. Was it Gail? And people were talking about, would you rather take the $500 dinner with Jay-Z, or what was it again?
Have lunch with him or something like that.
Have lunch?
He was having lunch with them or $500,000.
Or $500,000. And that made me think, like, which one would y'all take? Would you do the dinner? And he said, don't take the dinner with me. I like all the knowledge I had already gave to you and all my
His
music.
catalogs. So you can spend $500 getting all his videos of music, and now you have 400,995. You know what I mean? You got all that money left over.
What did he have in that song? The white dog. He was like, I sold you game for $9.99. In all his albums.
That goes back to the whole, if I just give you fish, you'll eat for a day. But if I teach you how to fish, you'll always be able to eat. You know, it's the same thing. If I sit there and get a little bit of knowledge from him, I can make that $500,000. I can turn it into $1 million.
That's it.
You know, now that dinner might be 4 or 5 hours long, but I'm gonna get my dinner's worth. I'm gonna get my dinner's worth, Jay-Z. I just want you to know.
Hey, Doc, you know what's crazy about that though, because a lot of individuals who do have knowledge, but it's about applying it. You know, knowledge isn't power until it's applied. You know, so that's just huge in
I
itself.
respect what you're saying. My perspective on that depends on who you are, right? Because if you're a real king and you're sitting down on the table with another king, then he's gonna bless you with some information. He wants to see you rise. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're somebody who can't facilitate things, make things happen, then yeah, you probably are going to be in that position where you leave that dinner like, hey, guess what I did today? I got dinner with it. No, because if you actually sat down with him and really impressed yourself upon him, then what's going to come from that is he's going to make connections for you. Yeah, he's going to help lift you. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be worth way more than $500,000. Yeah. That's my answer to it.
You're correct, because a lot of people, all they see is that money. Right. A lot of individuals, especially when I help people start in business and so forth, what they see is that short money. I don't want that short money.
No.
Nah.
Okay? That short money is going to come and go.
What I like about what Cheddy was talking about earlier is the teaching and educating part of that. You know, in the words of Les Brown, you don't know.
That's a powerful
what
name,
you don't
right?
know. Okay, and so I believe that we are one tweak away from whatever it is you want to succeed at. Right. And by being on this panel, I can know what I know, but I don't know what you know, and that is my tweak. Is I'm going to pick up something a little bit from each of you guys to then go back and mastermind my Ferrari and turn that thing so it can run better. So thank you.
That's a fact.
love
That
that. That's
actually
a fact.
happens in this group.
Yeah,
This
man.
ecosystem with these men on this panel, when you got this many kings, somebody would drop something, you'd be like,
Yeah, think of it like that.
I take notes. People start talking, I take notes. I take notes. Sometimes Doc will call me, I'll pull over on the highway.
I'm like, what are you doing? Hold on. I'm opening my phone. I gotta get this down.
Because
Like, what?
it's people drop gems.
Yeah.
You have to be receptive to listen to it and be willing to hear them. I'm always looking for people to hear,
Okay.
just to hear their gems. What are
So
they
we're
have?
gonna pause in between this, so we can fill up these glasses of wines, and then I want us to really dive into the crux of our conversation.
We're not advertising what we formed.
Okay, all right, let's get that black girl magic. All right, give me some of that black
Yeah,
girl
we're not
magic.
gonna pause. We're gonna go ahead and talk right about it.
What are we drinking, guys?
Black girl magic. See, the McBride sisters. Make sure you go down to Target and support our sisters. I want to get into the crux of our conversation today because this is the big crux, and we pouring some black girl magic, and it's defining manhood in today's world. And let's start off by saying, "Oh, sorry, Elliot, I'm holding up the wine."
Because I don't want to be rude, but I just want to know what black girl magic tastes like.
Yeah.
I say sorry, wife.
You probably know. You probably know. I wasn't ready for that one.
All right, so let's get into the core of our conversation today. Now that we see what black girl magic tastes like, I want you fellas to share your thoughts on what it means to be a man in today's world, especially when you're considering these non-traditional expressions of masculinity. And I want to start with Doc. I want Doc to lead us off in this conversation because I know you and my brother Doc had a deep conversation.
Yeah, man. We always. That's all good.
Okay, so one of the big things that, and then we're gonna talk about it because I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest.
You seasoned.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You like a fine wine.
don't ask how I taste. But the biggest thing that I've noticed and I've seen, because I have daughters as well, and so I have imparted into them what I feel any man that's coming at them, to them, across them, should treat them like a queen. One of the things I've noticed is I could be walking down the sidewalk and I see the women are near the curb. I remember, because I was like Andre, I wasn't raised by my dad. I was raised by my mom. But she put things into my mind, as well as my uncles, as to how I'm supposed to be. She showed me how a woman should be taken care of from a woman's standpoint, but from a man's standpoint, my uncles did that. And the whole thing is, I see where these young guys now aren't trying to protect the women they're with. These women are not going to stay with you if they don't feel protected. And then you get mad when they want to go. A woman is supposed to walk on the inside. I impart that whenever I'm talking to younger males and so forth. I make sure they know that. And I've heard some of the mothers talk about, we were walking down the street and it was so funny. He pulled me and pushed me in the inside. That was because he was taught that. Being a man means taking care and protecting your queens.
Yeah, man.
And then I'll let you guys talk about some other parts of being a man.
My thing is something I was taught being raised by women. I always have been raised by wolves, right? No man wants a woman acting like a man.
Right.
And no woman wants a man acting like a woman. Okay?
Speak on it now.
You feel me? All right? So I was taught basically right by the women to treat them as such, because the bottom line is this is your future. We can't give birth. They are the ones that's manufacturing all of that emotion and stuff, and then we treat them with such disrespect at times that they can no longer be that queen to us because they've been broken by someone else, in which they finally find a king. Because my whole problem growing up is I had a lot of love to give. I just didn't know how to give it. So that was something I had to learn. And so I'm going to pass this over to Cheddy, because I know Cheddy.
Well, I want to define something there, because I want the audience to know this is when we're talking about this, it's really about character, right?
Yeah, man.
It's not about defining gender norms or any of that. It's about character. And there was something that you said in the conversation when we had our phone call. You said, don't be a
Oh, that was me. Oh, that's so we were outside. We were outside having a cigar or whatever, and he's like, don't be a pussy. I said, just eat it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're gonna get to know it real good.
I'm gonna try and bleep that out. I don't know if I'll be able to bleep that out, but
Let's unpack that. What are you really saying here?
What I'm really saying is basically is literally understanding your partner, because sometimes we want certain things from our queens and yet we don't know how to reciprocate. That's kind of what I'm saying in a nonchalant way is learn how to reciprocate. You want and you desire as she wants and desired. Learn to work with each other to make that happen.
and the big thing that I want to put out there is also, okay, just like Taryell said, we are not trying to knock any genders and things of that nature, because no matter who you love, no matter who you want to be with, you can still be bad. Be good no matter who you are. Like you said, character. Okay? So it doesn't matter what sex you are and what sex you like and things of that nature. Do the right thing. Take care of that person. All of that is what constitutes what we're talking about.
Is it good to be bad or bad to be good?
You drawing that? You going into another thing? Hey, let Jet jump in.
If you're gonna be bad, be good at it.
We're not kidding when we said that we're going to be speaking on stuff straight to you. Okay,
Yes.
we're going to real talk, but we're going to make sure that we have fun, but you understand what we're trying to get out.
Yeah, go ahead, Cheddy, jump in here. I see the wheels turning.
Well, it's something, when you two are talking, I'm thinking about manhood, and you can even scale it back beyond sexuality and having a partner. Just being a man to its core. If I look at you as a man and respect you in that way, because there's a lot of males I don't consider to be men. And it's not to do with who they're seeing, they're dealing, how they see the world. Do you honor your word? And when you cannot honor your word, do you go ahead and make good on that and fix it? I.e., yeah, you're gonna do whatever you can do for this lady, let's say, or I'm gonna be here on this day, and I can't make it, and I don't let you guys know. It's not, the bad thing isn't that I couldn't make it. The bad thing is I didn't make it right with you guys and fix it. Hey, I'm gonna be late. I'm not gonna be able to make it and fix it because you had to. Because if you don't do that, you've just dishonored your word. How many times can you do that before someone doesn't trust you? How can you be a rock, a king, a standard bearer, a warrior when no one trusts anything you say? Right. Hey, we're gonna be there tomorrow. Be like, oh man, you know what I mean? If people don't believe you, they're not gonna follow you. If people aren't following you, how are you going to have any kind of influence in this world?
So does that mean that a woman doesn't have to be of her word?
Oh, absolutely. But we're talking about men right now, so I'm just focusing on. I can only focus on what I can focus on.
Okay.
And we're going to talk
and I
about,
think-
about some of the women in just a little bit.
Not to be controversial.
No. Absolutely.
Okay, let's jump into it. Since you take it there, let's address the queens. Shifting gears, let's talk about the women in our lives, right? The king. We were talking about doing a King's Forum, and the King's Forum isn't just for us; it's also to our queens who are listening, to talk about this new concept of the modern day women, right? How have we seen modern women evolve in the relationship with men today?
I'm going to start off real quick with one thing.
That's going to get deep.
The biggest thing is if you happen to be a real man, and again, I'm not talking from the sex part, okay? What I mean is if you happen to be a real man, you are not going to be threatened by what the woman is doing as far as bringing her part to the table. You're not going to worry about that. You're not going to let those little petty things get to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't what I was saying.
No, not at all. I understand that. I want to make sure that the audience understands what we're talking about is it's not the fact that you're worried about the modern woman. I want a modern woman. I want a woman that understands what I'm bringing to the table. I want to see you bring to the table too.
Yeah.
If you happen to bring a little bit more, I'm fine with that.
Sure.
Don't be the man that takes advantage of that. See, that's when we talk about the modern. And I know we've talked about when we do our tours and whatnot, we're going to be having a tour where it's just for women. No guys allowed. We're talking to the women about what we as men and what we know men want from a woman, but also to make sure that they understand what they should be doing as a woman.
So with that, talk about that, and we're thinking about the evolution of the modern day women. What do you think women, especially these new modern day women, truly seek in a man today? I seen some craziness on the gram the other day that there's a whole list of places you can't take a woman to on the first date.
I saw
Cheesecake
that and
Factory,
fell the
huh?
heck out.
Cheesecake Factory, right? I remember in my day, like, you go where I'm gonna take you there. If I'm gonna pay.
That's all you got
And
to
and it's about the experience that we're gonna experience together of knowing each other. Like that's the era I grew up in. But now you can't go to the Cheesecake Factory. You can't go to. There's a whole list. Like it's crazy.
In the travels that I've had. Okay, let's just use that for an example. Places you can go, you can't go. What I learned when I was in Australia, I was there for 3.5 years. And you go out with the lady to dinner or whatever, and she says, "I'm gonna go Dutch." I'm like, what the hell does Dutch mean? She said, "I'm gonna pay half,
Go Dutch.
or I'm gonna pay it all." I'm like, why? She said, because the men, they seek opportunity at the end of the meal, assuming that I owe you something at the end of the meal. And so I wasn't used to that because I came from the US. And so it's intention that you are paying if you're out. And I came back with a whole different concept thinking, well, damn. So going back to what you said earlier, chivalry. We still believe, I'm assuming all the kings here, opening the doors and taking care of our ladies. But then you got some ladies that
we are doing that. Yeah.
you got some ladies today that earns their own keep, have their own, and sometimes don't want you to open that door because they have their own. So going back to the ones that expect it and the ones that say, "Hey, I can do it myself," that's where the conflict comes, I believe, and for some of these men.
And some of that is a little bit showmanship-esque. And I'll say that for this reason. When I see any of you kings and you're walking through the door, you think I'm not going to open the door for you? Because I honor you, the person. So a lot of times opening it has nothing to do with you being a lesser vessel or the weaker one or any of that dumb stuff. It's just the fact that I honor you and I respect you enough to let you through the doors.
Amen.
Right.
And if I'm a protector and a provider, sometimes it's, I open that door so I can be like, all clear, we're good.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but there's a component of that is that because we're protecting and we're providing. We're doing a whole bunch of things. And so you may think of it as an external act, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah, man.
But like with anything, it's all about the intent and the mindset behind what you do.
Honor and respect.
And that's why I was saying that we're going to talk to the women also because of the fact you don't have to come across so hard. You can have your own. Just because I open the door doesn't mean I'm trying to take anything from you. Doesn't mean I think less of you.
Right.
You know, these are all the things, like you said, it brings about the conflict, but it doesn't have to be conflict.
No, it doesn't.
Because at the end of the day, I think we're on the same team, and if you're on my team and I'm on your team, we're in cooperation with each other. So how are we gonna lift and build each other up?
Yeah.
I'm not in competition with you.
Zeke, you mentioned something earlier and you stepped away. So what was your point?
Which part? When you say not assume?
Not assume, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just me saying that, I just want the audience to know that we don't all necessarily have to be thinking on the same page at the same time. We are individuals. We families to raise. We have been through numerous things. It's great to learn more about you, Andre. And that's why I was reaching for Brett, because I love, in terms of a modern woman, man, he's got an amazing one.
He's great.
And his perspective would be very welcome as well. Yeah. But it was in jest, but at the same time, don't expect that you're going to get on any of your stages 6 guys that always agree with each other.
No.
That's scary and that's boring.
Yeah. So
no fun in
that. That one wasn't a piece that I disagree with, but there might be something out there that I do disagree with, and I've got a perspective, and but I do know that I'm around gentlemen that I respect.
Yeah, and then so you, Brett, how have you seen modern women evolve in their relationship with men from your perspective, and what do you think, modern women truly seek in a man today?
I say it. I manifested my relationship. To be honest with you, I have a headstrong woman. Also known as, I want to say, the alpha female, right? And so we butted heads a lot because we're in the same business. We're both single children, you know what I mean? Which can mean a lot, right? But we like to share. But we had butted a lot. But that's just something that, I was raised by a single mother. I seen her work night shifts on the casino boat in Shreveport, Louisiana, just to put herself through school. Things like that I remember, as a kid. That's a single mother. She did everything that she could, to put food up on the table. And I was like, if anything of a woman, I want that right there. In my past, I was really used to fixing broken individuals. You know what I mean? I had a lot of love. You know what I mean? They didn't know how to accept that, you know? So that's when you got the cheating going on and all of that because you're a good person. You know what I mean? It just intentionally just a good person. And, you know, which could break an individual, but you run into that one person like, you know, like what you asked for. And that's what I asked for was my wife. And, you know, we just made that happen, man. It's a commitment thing. You know what I mean? Like you already know what you're gonna kind of get. You know what I mean? Like this person's not gonna change. Why would you try to change somebody? You know what I mean? Especially if that's what you asked for.
You know, Brett, it's funny you say that. Because I remember asking my grandmother.
Yeah.
I said, when I get married, I want to find a woman like you. And she paused me. She said, baby. She said, no. And I'm like, why? She said, because if you found a woman like me, you wouldn't appreciate her for who she is. And I was like, damn, that shattered my world. Yeah. So my wife now we're two alphas.
Okay.
And we're learning how to lead separately. Because my wife is a techie. I'm not a techie. You can have that and then some lead your way. But when it comes to certain things, we're both still alphas and we don't know how to relinquish that helm. And so that process in 3 years in making now, we finally come into terms to where when we allow each other to lead, when we know it's not in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Because Thomas will come to the house and be like he said today, hey man, I got something else I know your wife will like. I'm like, man, you stay at my house.
And let me tell you, and let me tell you too. And a lot of individuals, like especially the individuals that know my wife, she loves to communicate with everyone. Like it doesn't matter if you're a tree, you guys will be friends. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Like a lot of men couldn't take that. You know what I mean? Why you talking to that person? Why you doing this? Why you doing it? And I'm the same individual.
Yeah.
But we already know. We go out or something, we meet right back in the middle. It's like, hey, did you meet that person over there? Crazy, right? You know?
What zodiac sign?
She is a Libra.
Oh shit.
She's a Libra.
My wife is a Libra.
Yeah.
I'm a Leo. And so my wife is a Libra, and so it's just that same. Thomas know.
Yeah.
She would invite everybody to the house for dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, babe, she asked me, what you want to do for your birthday? I said, I just want to relax. She said, why don't we invite some of your friends? I ain't got no friends. Yeah. And I just want my solitude with you on this day. Okay? But that's just how she is. And Thomas is fully aware of that. You guys will get a chance to
I'm the opposite of this conversation because my wife, she is, we both Sagittariuses and she's headstrong too. I'm the one that can step back. And she is more of an introvert than I am on the social media. So she's like, you go out and do your thing without me. Oh yeah. And then I'll see you when you get home.
That's still awesome though.
And you know, just what you're talking about, Brett, is when my wife and I met now, for us, we're 12 years in. Okay. And we both, when we first met, our first date was like 14 hours long. We talked. We talked. We talked till the sun came up and we were outside. Okay. But the thing that I say that for is we talked about the different things that we liked and disliked. We talked about how we like things, how we don't like things. And with that, I found where, there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to compromise on. And, you know, when you say both alphas, I don't see myself as an alpha. I'm almost like Taryell. I'll back up a little bit, but when I need to step forward, I do. And what's nice is she's learned if I step forward, then she knows she may need to step back. You know, it's that part that we've learned. But once you find that person, and, you know, when I look at the modern way and women, I'm so grateful for the one that I've finally gotten, you know.
I'm going to be going back to manifesting something. Now, I was previously married for 12 years, and we got divorced, and then I met my wife. It was at a conference, veterans conference, by the way, in D.C. I'm in the back, minding my business, sipping on a little something. She walks in the room. I'm trying to figure out who this lady belongs to. Okay, nobody claimed it. All right, so she walked to the left. I walked to the left about 30 minutes later. I had no clue on what I was going to say to this lady when I walked up to her. All I remember, and there's a photo that she has, that I kneeled down, I put my drink in my left hand, I kneeled down with my right, grabbed her hand, and I said, I submit. That was on the day we met. Wow. I never know this woman's name, but I knew that the energy drew me to her. Yeah. And I was done. That was 6 years ago.
Wow. You know, it's crazy, especially I don't know if I'm the youngest out the bunch, but you know, one of those when you hear from individuals who are more seasoned, like when you know, you know, and I thought that was a lie because I was like, I'm never getting married, you know what I mean? Especially seeing these relationships, the mindset, you know, I see a lot of guys going to dinner now. We went to a nice dinner at Fleming's the other day, but there with the younger individuals that was there is not a good conversation. There was no conversation really. You know what I mean? So it's just like, what values are you bringing to, you know, to this? You know what I mean? Can we at least stimulate each other mentally? You know what I mean? Because we already know what the end goal kind of is. You know, when you're single, like we gonna do this. You know what I mean? But like, yet and still though, it's kind of boring if that's all you want because that's all it's gonna be. You know what I mean? So we got to bring something to. Yeah. Go to absolutely. Let's get some cheesecake and go back to the crib. Yeah, like that's.
Take it to go. Take it to go.
Jump in. Cheddy, I saw that dude. Jump in.
That's a mic. I'm done. I'm doing that.
You know, keep it in the room. Like when things start off with my wife. My wife was one of the realest people I ever. I didn't go seeking my wife. Right. We was both worked at the same place, and we just happened to develop a relationship over time. And people saw us together before we saw each other together.
Wow.
And she like I remember the first day we kind of like linked up, and we went out with friends. We had a nice good old time. She's like, at first she's like, so what is this going to be? What is this? And I was like, dang. Already? I remember I was going to school at the time, so I was like, you know what, I can't. I kept it real. I kept it a buck. I said, listen, the most I can see is us being friends with benefits, because like I'm chasing this, going to school, I'm trying to get this master's, I'm doing this, that, and other. And she's like, all right.
See, now when you say the part about all right, we're talking about the modern woman. Because how many women nowadays will talk about the fact or even approach you with the fact, I'm just looking for affirmative benefits. See, that's where we're going to be talking about even more with the modern woman.
Yeah, but so as we evolved, and I think we start there, but then we evolve into something different, because as we evolved, I think what grew us is because we kept it real and we was present with each other at each step of the way of wherever we were at. And
it's the first part of you were friends.
Yeah. And
that's the most important piece.
I think we missed that, keeping it real and present, right? Like, because my modern woman now has developed into more of like the woman who holds down my household. And she, if you would have asked her years ago when we first met, if that's what she'd be doing, she'd be like, hell no.
Yep.
Right.
But now that's what she does. And we not to feed into those stereotypes, but we now are in those roles. Like I provide, I protect, and she makes sure the home front is on
that
point.
Agreement was built organically.
Yeah.
Right. There wasn't something that was stated and saying,
No.
you're going to do this, you're going to do that.
Because a lot of folks do that,
Right.
Going into a relationship, they say, okay, I'm going to be this role and you're going to be this role. Let's get together. And then you start sleeping with each other. And then it's like, oh, now let's manufacture that. Yeah. 77% divorce rate in California. You understand?
Right.
And that thing is even higher in the military. So my thing is just allowing my wife to be her, which Thomas has witnessed, you guys will witness as well. Just allowing her to be her, and she allows me to be me.
Yeah.
You know, that is where we have come to understanding, is that when we met, and she said, babe, she said, don't ever change. And I'm like, that's some dangerous words. However, by her allowing me, I can see beautiful women. Ladies, I'm tell you, damn, y'all, a lot of y'all is beautiful women. However, my wife is equally as beautiful. And when I know I sleep at night, I sleep with a peace of mind and knowing that my eyes are full from seeing you guys, but my heart is settled because of her.
Yeah, I want to challenge the don't ever change though, because there's me and my wife both grew in our relationship, so we've changed, but we've grown together.
Yeah, man.
The core values of what we hold dear to us have not changed, but we as individuals have changed, and that's how we leveled up throughout the years. So when people listen, when some women listen to that, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna change. This is not who I am. Like, he's not saying like don't grow.
Correct. That's it right there.
He's saying your core values, whatever you deem to be strongly important to you, don't change those. But the evolution of you as a person, of learning and growing, needs to.
And to your point, because she allowed me and said, don't change, I then modified and tweaked myself to accommodate what we were trying to do to evolve. So therefore, she didn't have to tell, don't do this and don't do that. I stopped doing it on my own. That's it. Because she gave me that open book. I was like, God damn, this don't even seem right. If I think that way, take my ass home. I'm good.
She allows you to relax.
Yeah, man.
Look at the respect, the intimacy, the communication, the oneness, the vulnerability, the authenticity of the ability for you to see her for who she is, and for her to see you for who you are.
Yeah, man.
That right there is such a powerful thing because so many of us don't have the opportunity to be who we are. We're not allowed.
That's a whole nother statement because a black man in America is not allowed to be who they authentically are in most spaces.
Facts.
But we're not going to go into that whole James Baldwin conversation.
That's a big combo. I
can give you a lot.
So we're going to pause that. We're going to put that in another
James
time.
Baldwin is a great name to throw out.
Yeah. And, one thing we were talking about is having these forums, not just for us as men, but as women too. Why would we encourage these forums like this for women? What is your thoughts, Doc, on why we should encourage these forums for women?
The biggest thing that I see out there, I'm not happy about the way that I see that a lot of men present women, make them out to be how they're supposed to look and things of that nature. What I want to get out there to the women is the fact that we want to make sure that you know from a real king standpoint how you should behave. You don't have to be half naked. You don't have to act stupid. You don't have to be poor in order to get a real man. And I'm not talking about the sex part. I'm talking about the fact of someone that sees you for who you are and who you should be and respects you enough for that. I think that they need to hear from men that we don't need to see them naked. Because in a lot of their minds, they're thinking about the fact I need to be out in the club. I need to be wearing, little as I can and so forth. But most men and the real kings, we want to see you fully clothed because I want to know what it looks like after the clothing. I don't want to see it ahead of time. I want to see you being respectful, being classy, but you can also be sexy.
I know what's in it and I'm enjoy. It's wrapped. I know if I open that wrapper, I got me 2 arms.
Y'all know why he's out there.
See,
right?
Doc, these are OGs in the group talking. So me as the younger G, I got a different perspective on this, on why I like it, and it's more for me. I would like to see more women embrace their divine femininity to merge with my divine masculinity so that we can co-create a future together. If you showing up to the space masculine and you and I'm masculine, what are we co-creating?
Right.
Yeah.
Femininity is a sexy
I
thing.
can see what you're saying.
When?
Poof.
Well, that's
Femininity,
heavy,
sexy.
and I just want to say, we can go all the way back to social media too, because if you walk down the street right now, you're gonna have people's, it's like, what are you feeding yourself? Basically, what I'm trying to say, and they just need something to tune into, which is this right here. There are a lot of outlets that can help grow and build relationships, and I believe this is one of them. It really is. But if you go feed into what's the new trend over here, what they doing in the club, not really trying to show my butt, but this is a move that shows my butt. You know what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? People are not dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is the human instinct sex sales. We already know that, but this is what the younger generation is buying into. And I look also this is a 15-year-old girl out here. This is where we're going. This is where it's headed to. And it's a sad thing to see, but where are the women that are really in the space? Why aren't they out there, reaching out to these young ones? So there could be more things like that, but I do feel like this is a platform to start and help because we really are getting out there in the streets and helping individuals.
But I think what you're saying and what we're talking about is allowing people to have someone as a platform to come to.
Yeah.
Because sometimes all it takes is a conversation of why I got friends. My phone will ring once or twice a week from females who's friends of mine or pastime associates of others who would ask me, I can't find a man today because of whatever reason. And I'm 35 years old. I want to have a kid. I've done the dating apps and so forth. I'm like, stop. You're killing me with these dating apps. Because everybody on the apps is looking for some cookies on Friday. They can't get a cookie on Friday. They're looking for a cookie on Saturday. They get it. So, and I tell people, I say, honestly, let me be honest with you, ladies. I say, all you beautiful women, y'all have cookies, all right? If you ever saw
Andres comes heavy with the old food analogy.
Yeah,
You understand?
we ain't talking about people drinking food. You know what I'm saying? This is HCTV, you know. But
Him downstairs getting some milk and cookies.
I said, you got an Oreo cookie. What they do on the cookie show? They licking the cream, right? Then they dip the cookie in the milk and soften it up. That's a good cookie. That's Oreo, right? You get
Still not talking about food.
You put it in the microwave. It softens up. You pull it, chocolate. I said, even a rich cracker got salt and butter and they're licking it. Every woman got a good cookie. You just don't know what type of cookie you got. So just
Let him keep going. Let's see how. Let's see how he wrap this one up.
every man has a type
About to
of
pull
cookie.
out a Sarah Lee.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, you know.
Yeah, man. See, that's the Jamaican. And that's like we didn't bring out that side, but I'm gonna wrap him up here before he goes on a whole nother tangent.
Talk about Doritos.
And we be downstairs really getting some milk and cookies. All right, so look, as we wrap up today's session, because I know some of us gotta head out. I want to thank each and every one of you kings for coming on and making this happen. Your honesty, your insights. We're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. The conversation is a precursor to a worldwide tour, speaking tour that we're going to bring to hopefully a town near you. And when we continue to have these conversations, I want us to continue to push the boundaries, challenge the norms, and inspire and uplift and co-create with each other. Let me see. Cheddy, leave us something to ponder until next time.
Look, you've heard a lot of stuff from a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds. Some of the stuff you heard, you're going to be like, yeah, that makes no sense to me. I don't get it. Some of it's not going to resonate. Some stuff you hear is going to be like, that's for me. I need it. That's all irrelevant if you're not doing one thing. And Brett spoke to this. There was a massive chasm in this world between what we know, and we have so much information today, and what we do. If you know what you know and know what you should be doing, assess yourself and see what are you doing about that. And find out in some places, yep, I'm doing that. I'm deficient here. I'm not really doing this part. Let me work on that. That's where the growth is. That's how we get better as people. So take some time to assess and reflect and be honest with yourself if you're not going to be honest with anybody else. Know who you are so you can get better and be better. Believe me. Stay amazing, though, because I love you guys.
Cheddy Speaks. That's it for today, y'all. Remember, this space is where brotherhood lives and it's paramount, and the conversation never ends. Until next time, stay true to yourself and let's keep the dialogue going.
Big up, big love.
All right, peace, y'all.